The duck and chicken pâté en croûte has been on the menu at Frenchies since the beginning, and it's one of our best items for matching our beers. Alright. Pâté en croûte is a preparation that requires a lot of time and patience. Every step needs some time to cure, to rest, to process, so all the ingredients are at the right temperature when we need them. So making the dough, what we want to achieve, we want to, instead of a classic dough for pâté en croûte, we want to make a butter pastry, which are more flavorful than the usual pâté en croûte dough that are done in a classical way. Usually they use, how do you call it, pork fat. I find butter more tasteful, so yeah, we use a butter pastry. It needs to be done quite quickly. Makes it harder usually to work it when we want to laminate the dough. After making the dough, because it's so soft, as there is a lot of butter, we need to put it in the fridge for a while to rest. Up. Pâté en croûte we do at Frenchies is either with foie gras or pistachio. Whatsoever, we use duck breast and chicken breast. The idea is to completely trim down the breast of the chicken and the duck. Want to take away all the nerves. It's important, otherwise you lose the tenderness of the meat after the cooking, if there are some nerves left. We're going to cut our meats regular size, so they all cook the same way later on, and they all cure the same way with the salt and the spices as well. The salt ensures the first cooking of the protein of the meat, and the spices that we put, espelette pepper, nutmeg, cinnamon, they ensure the flavor profile of the pâté. It is a crucial step for every pâté that you can make. I'm gonna try to laminate the first dough. If we were to bake the pâté en croûte as a whole, once it's stuffed, we would have to wait for the dough to be finished to be cooked. Otherwise it would be soggy, and we would lose the crunchiness of the butter pastry. And I prefer slow baking for blind baking. Fast, obviously, there's a gain of time, but making it slow to make sure that all the pastries cook the same, and there's no parts that are more cooked or they taste a little bit burnt, or some parts that are undercooked and would be a little bit soggy or anything. Voila, that's an hour. Now it's cured, we need to mix them together for the stuffing with some pistachio and some egg white, and we need to work the meat together. The egg white will help coagulate and make the mix quite sticky, so when we stuff it, all the pieces of meat stick together and keeps the pâté in a good shape. Pâté en croûte, the one that people expect, you get pork mince. Some of them will have an insert of maybe chicken liver mousse or foie gras insert. The one we do, it's a little bit different. We don't mince the meat. The idea for us is that chicken and duck breast is a very tender piece of meat, so we want to enjoy that texture, and so we keep it as a whole. In terms of the dough, usually it's only one type of dough. For mine, we do one butter pastry, and just to close it off, we use a layer of puff pastry. It's easier to work like that. It's still very tasteful. After it's been chilled for 12 hours, we will be able to serve it. We just serve it by itself, just a slice of it, accompanied with some pickles that we make ourselves. Pâté en croûte is what we try to encapsulate at Frenchies. It's a mix of tradition with a little bit of a modern approach, and it's been on the menu since day one.